let's take on Alphinode's challenge entitled When We Were Free. Alphinode is eager to get to work. So to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Ala Mhigo resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Mathia, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of the town? Alistair and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here and share our findings. Alright. So let's go ahead and do just that. So we want to go this way. Now the interesting thing about this side is that it's kind of like two-tiered. Oh, but it looks like everyone may have already found where the people are that we need to speak to specifically. Oh, either that or they can engage in combat. Are we going to be asked to do the same here? Sifrid, what do you have to say about this? Oh, let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You are not the first to answer the Griffin's call. Yeah, primarily because the Griffin currently stands in front of you. While he's lit a fire in every Ala Mhigo's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Aldons to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Guardians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. Talbot, over here. What do you have to say about the proceedings? Well, I see you there, going around asking questions. Looking for the Griffin and his law, I'll bet. Seems like they're the talk of Little Ala Mhigo these days. Folks wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Guardians, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face off with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. And one more over here. No, it looks like the last one will be on the top tier. So let's go up to the top tier and find our last person of interest. Yeah, they're talking about a guy named the Griffin, when the Griffin is already here in the form of the Warrior of Light, because that's Mathia's last name. Otalin, what's going on? The Resistance. Time to find now. It's not as if I'd be of any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is all lot and it's time we got used to it. Yeah, so that guy's pretty much given up hope. So let's go back over to the Aetherite and see what information we can get from Alphinode and Alistair. I'm back. I suppose I should ask you what you learned, but I think I already know. Yeah, here's what you need to know. Yes, this Griffin character seems to be the leader of a newly formed revolutionary faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Ala Mhigo liberation is unrivaled. We can hope but their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I will speak with the settlement's leader to confirm our suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Gundobald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? Yeah, within Realme Born's storyline, you speak with Gundobald, and the people of Little Ala Mhigo turn a blind eye to you for quite some time. But when some of their own starts to take on some very unsavory actions, they intervene and you earn their respect. Gundobald, it's been a while. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Mathia, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Yeah, specifically about this guy who's trying to be like me. The Griffin. I know of him, as do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was a suspicion at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Khan. Go and see him with your own eyes, weigh his words with your own heart. Interesting. Hold on. Trying to fight off my throat here. And trying to hold it together for as long as possible. Yeah, I mean, we're into 3 hours into the stream now. It's not surprising that my throat is fading. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. Alright. So we gotta go to the Sunken Temple of Karn. Well, we have to engage in battle there. I imagine we only have to speak with him at the gates. Because, yeah, engaging in another dungeon at this time of night would be ill-advised. And this could end up becoming a two-parter as far as this live stream is concerned. And we may have to continue this in the morning if we have to do another dungeon. I'm really hoping it doesn't come to that, though. But we are about to see if imitation is indeed the sincerest form of flattery. I mean, my character's last name is Griffin, the Warriors of Light's last name is Griffin, and I'm currently riding a Griffin right now. But it's time to see what this new Griffin has to say. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. I guess we don't have to fight our way through. That's been already taken care of. So what's going on? Yeah, there he is.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Ala Mhigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled.
Yeah, a lot of hung
Not
heads.
a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery.
Yeah, he's definitely got them psyched up now.
Be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Ala Mhigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us, They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands.
Well, are you guys privy to this?
I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Ala Mhigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Albania once more!
Well, he definitely knows how to give a raucous speech.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What did you notice? Yep. Hey you two, it's been a while.
What are you two doing here?
We could ask you the same thing. Ida, Papalimo, welcome back. But I think we've raised suspicion by our presence.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
No kidding.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
Agreed.
But strength of heart.
Yeah, I could swear the Griffin was actually talking like V was in V for Vendetta. If you see as I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I would ask you to stand with me 1 year from tonight outside the gates of Parliament, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgot. Alright, Alpha Node. Words cannot express how glad I am to see both alive and well. And you! Though it was pretty obvious you and Matthias would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Yeah, out with it. Repaying a favour. After the banquet we had no choice but to flee Uldar, and we would not have been able to without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right! They smuggled us out of the city and shunted us in Little Ala Mhigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. And now? When we learned of the Scions' exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Rabon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust the letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. That'll be a no. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the signs of the 7th Dawn? That's unfortunate. Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. Oh, should I say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot? 'Twould not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. Oh, really? As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It is hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks, of which you wear one. Yeah, we're looking at yours. What? It is not as I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, to get a better sense of the man. For all the good that it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Here's what you need to know, and it's not pretty. Summoning? You're not serious! I can't believe it! The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin? Well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he or would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Well, whatever it is, we'll find it out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed. That is assuming you'll have us. We wouldn't want it any other way. Welcome back, you kooky duo, who we first saw all the way back in episode 4, actually no, episode 5 of the Realm Reborn Let's Play. Yeah, we certainly have seen quite a lot of these two, and Papa Lima will have our next quest, entitled Honorable Heroes. Papa Limo has a mind to learn the Griffin's true intentions. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphanode will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words, to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Talabo and have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? I guess not. It all seems simple enough. Thank you. And with that, Matthias, let us be off. Yeah, we're going to do something else that we've done before. And that is masquerade as something we are not. Something that also happened in the early days of the Realm Reborn Let's Play. It's like we're getting to relive everything about the Realm Reborn Let's Play and here in patch 3.4. Having to come to Little Ala Mhigo, dealing with the XIV, meeting with Ida and Papa Limo, having to go incognito, like everything that happened within the Realm Reborn Let's Play is pretty much manifesting itself here. And I think I'm too high. Yeah, here you are. I forgot where you were. Hey, you want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well, at least take this as compensation. Well, you're the ones with the gill, and seeing as you're friends of Papa Limo. There, tunic and slops for both of you, tailored and, treated to your tastes. Now be off with you before someone sees us together. Alright, Alphanode. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see what the spot Papa Limo marked on our maps. Are these currently my armory chests? Down at the bottom? Yep. So yeah, in case you got rid of your old pair, they're giving you a new pair. Yeah, we'll even go so far as to unequip everything else, just to show authenticity. And I should not have done that. I should have set up another set. Well, crap. Well then, let's go ahead and should be an option that allows me to optimize everything I'm wearing. I guess I don't remember what it is. Yeah, so let's go all this stuff back on. Because, yeah, that was kind of an error on my part. And it's still an error on my part. Alright, fine. Well, yeah, I guess we're reversing the numbers right now. In fact, while I have the opportunity... I'm switching it with set 23. Alright. Change this to 23. Much better. Alright. So yeah, if you... I mean, you do have a pair that you get when you confront someone the first time about someone who's also incognito, and you try and do the same thing to catch them. So yeah, to see that we're doing this, like, it's kind of weird that we're doing it this way. No, let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I see some of you people wearing the same outfits. Alpha note. Well, look at us, a pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game. So we shall. Under a nice little sunset. And we bought the other people as well. Hey there, Griffin.
My
Hey,
thanks,
Peter.
comrades.
You're just gonna leave us alone?
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
You could say that.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Busted. Yeah, your ass is grass. And they work for
I'd like
us.
to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot.
We're pretty good at exposing people's hidden agendas.
You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal.
Then what did you summon
We
them for?
used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Ala Mhigan liberation.
Oh, great.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Ala Mhigo will never be free.
Yeah, try convincing him.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honourable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Ala Mhigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
And we can't dissuade you otherwise. We can stop you now if you want.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
Or do that too. That works.
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god.
Oh, great.
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
And I'm sure you will. As
Then
for
let's
you,
be off.
we're just gonna let him go.
Are you perchance the warrior of light?
The one and only. I imagine I'm on your bad side.
I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
Still doesn't excuse what you did, though.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
Out with it, girl.
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Ala Mhigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Actually, there was in A Realm Reborn. There were some Ala Mhigan refugees who left the encampments and went to the Black Shroud and went to Quarry Mill. And because the locals wouldn't take them in because of the laws of Eorzea, they were infuriated by that, and one of their sickest felt that there was no point in staying with his compatriots, so he left them. But we went to go and not only save his life, but we also gave him the medicine he needed. Can't remember which episode it is, but I'm sure it'll come to me eventually. But yeah, I do know what he's talking about. I do know what he's talking about there. Alright, Alpha Note, I guess it ends with you on this one. And you're contemplating. Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Oh, forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Mathia. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get, won't be for that. Logatan Cordon Bleu. That on itself sounds really good. And something for a bard too. We're gonna go with this one. And we'll also go ahead and change back to my default armor.